Hey friends, Donovan here with Trumpet Thoughts and Ernie Williamson Music, and you can see I'm in a different background today. I'm in the store actually shooting content. Don't worry, I still got Sarge with me. We still have the boy wonder. There's Sarge being good. I'm sure here in a minute as he sings along. I just played like a couple of notes, and because it's early morning and first notes of the day, I thought, well, let's just please play a scale or two before I start this video. But anyway, I'm rambling. So I'm in the store at Ernie Williamson Music, and this is our store in Springfield. And today I want to go over the Gen 3 Lotus mouthpieces. These have been super popular, and we sell Lotus mouthpieces every single day. And so I thought it's well past time for me to show you these and to kind of give you my thoughts. So Gen 3, you'll notice, first of all, it looks different because it's in a gold color. Now, I don't know exactly what this is. It's not gold plate, but it's gold. So I think for all intents and purposes, it more or less looks like gold, and feels like gold. It's kind of got that overall smoothness in the plating. The mouthpiece itself, it's almost sort of a satiny type finish, polished outer rim, but the shank and the fluted columns all sort of have like a bead blasted sort of satiny finish. And then the cup and the rim have that same kind of bead blasted satiny type finish as well. I will tell you this right off the bat. This rim is a love it or hate it, okay? Some people that need the mouthpiece to slide all over their face for whatever reason, they don't like it. So I think if you're the kind of person that when you set up and then like kind of make a bunch of adjustments and need to move them, you may or may not like it. Now, once you make those adjustments, if you want it to stay there, then you'll like it because it's a little grippy. It's just a little grippy. It's hard to just explain until you feel it against your face, but there's a slight texture to it which helps to kind of get some purchase on your lips. And so I think for many people, they actually like that. They like that it kind of hangs on a little bit and won't move around. Available in a variety of rim diameters and cups and backboard designs. But with Lotus, they're one-piece mouthpieces, and the number is telling you the size, the rim diameter, the letter is telling you the cup depth, and the numbers at the end are essentially telling you what the backbore is. The 2, if I remember right, if you see a 2 at the end of something, usually means it's a little bit tighter backbore. And the tighter backboard just helps get you a little more zing in the upper register. So, but that's the Lotus. Bigger throats than a conventional mouthpiece, shorter overall length. It's balanced. So what does that mean to you? It doesn't really mean that they play any more open or take more air. I think sometimes people see that the throat is bigger and they think like, oh, this is going to take so much more air. That's all psychoacoustics. That's all in your head. The mouthpiece is shorter. As you reduce the length on something, it increases resistance. It's really pretty balanced. So it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about any of that crap. Just put it on your face and play and see if you like the way it sounds and feels, okay? Mouthpieces matter, okay? But getting into each individual spec, I think, often just doesn't. So anyway, so I'll just kind of go through and play these a little bit today. This is the morning. I'm one of those guys that I don't play well in the morning. You may even argue how well I play normally, but I definitely don't play well in the morning. So I'll just noodle around for a minute. This is the L2 cup, and I'm just playing on a lightweight body Bach Stradivarius, a 37 bell. So this is very common setup for a lot of folks. And yeah, let's see what we're working with today. Sarge. And he's standing right by the camera to do that too. Buddy, you're gonna have to go somewhere else if you keep that up. Cut it out. So that L cup with the L2 with the 2 backboard, ease up on the volume, you get a nice, rich singing sound. This is basically like their C cup, but then if you push it, you can get some of that brilliance that you want. So yeah, it's a nice, versatile mouthpiece for that. Sarge, buddy, cool it. Okay, that's the L2. Now let's try the M cup. So the M cup is sort of their version of like maybe like a Bach D cup. And so I don't think any of this will translate particularly well to video, but just a slightly shallower cup, and which will, again, depending on the intensity of your airstream, will allow you to get warm sounds to bright sounds. This is probably the shallowest cup that I would feel comfortable using in you know, quote unquote legit setting. So if I'm playing in wind ensemble or something like that, this is about as shallow as I might go for something like that. It's also a cup I would likely use if I was playing like small group jazz, something like that. I feel like it would give me the access I need to the upper register while still being able to have like a nice, sexy, warm sound in the middle register. That's the M cup. Okay, now let's move over to the S cup. And the S cup is going to be their version of like a Bach E cup. And I probably should stop using the Bach analogies at this point because I don't think most people use Bach mouthpieces for lead playing. But their S cup has a nice shallow cup. Still has that sort of blasted satiny type rim and cup. And it's shallow without being too shallow. And I don't know how well you can see this. Oh, there, that's a good angle. There's kind of a nice drop off, and then it's almost like a second cup starts to kind of V-shape in towards the throat entrance. So it's kind of got a little bit of that shape to it. This one's in nickel, which I didn't realize when I grabbed it. Nickel silver will give us a little bit more zing. So we're going to have the increased upper harmonics from the shallowness, and then the nickel material will give us even a little bit more kind of feel to it. All right, let's see what we got today. So yeah, so a nice zingy, bright sound, but it's not too shrill or too thin. So, you know, usable. I think if you're playing lead trumpet, this is a good cup for that. If you're playing second trumpet, I think this is also a nice cup for that. It works for all those things. So sounds great for that, and that nickel silver just gives it a little more of that kind of to the sound, which can be nice. So you don't lose any of the fullness of it, but you just get a little bit more hair on it, if that makes any sense to you at all. So that's the S cup in nickel silver. My personal opinion, I think that's probably the best cup for your commercial lead player that doesn't need anything overly specialized. You know, you're playing bassy lead charts, stuff like that. I think that cup is a really, really nice cup for that. And then finally, I've got the XS cup. So that's just extra shallow. And this one we're back in brass. And I'll kind of see if we can zoom in on that again. There we go. So it's just a little bit shallower. So more upper harmonics, less of the lower harmonics, more zing to the sound. This one's just going to be more brutal, I think. So with this cup, from the get-go, no matter what note you're playing, you've got that kind of sound all the time. That real, where all those, that upper band of harmonic frequencies, those are pretty much always there. They don't go away. Who would this cup be great for? If you are playing in maybe like a rock band or something where like you're dealing with electronics and you just need something that will cut through all the time and you want to be able to lay back and play easy, this XS cup can be a really good choice for that. If you're playing Maynard chart, stuff like that, you know, this might be a good choice for you. If you're filling in for Wayne Bergeron and playing Oh Holy Night or something, well, Oh Holy Night maybe not the greatest example, but you get what I'm saying. Like if you have that kind of specialized upper register role, then this might be a good cup choice for you. But just this is the cup that at any volume cuts. Okay, any volume the XS cup cuts. In order to be able to play this small of a cup, you need to be able to play without having your lips collapse into your mouthpiece. So if you are someone who tends to struggle with that, that you have a hard time playing small mouthpieces, your lips tend to collapse in, I don't think you'll be able to play this cup. You try it, maybe you can, because with the grippy texture, it might hold them in place. But I think if you're not already used to playing small mouthpieces, I think you're going to find the XS to be just too challenging. And I think the S is probably a better choice. If you really have a problem with lip intrusion and your lips cutting in, the M might be as shallow as you can go. So yeah, there you go. That's the XS cup. That's as high as I'm going to play and as much as I'm going to play for an early morning here. So, but that's the Lotus Gen 3 mouthpieces available at ErnieWilliamson.com. They are available in a variety of materials. Most of them are brass. They all have this gold finish. That means the material underneath the finish is brass. Some are available in nickel silver, so they'll still look like this, but the material is nickel silver and then has this gold anodized coating. And then they also have some in bronze. So it'll be a bronze material, which has more copper content. And then it'll have this gold coating over the exterior. All available at ErnieWilliamson.com. Any of the Lotus metal mouthpieces, we do have a trial policy. It's $20 if you return them, because we've got to usually buff them out, clean them, and everything else before we can turn around and resell them. But those we do allow returns. The Turbo Woods, we don't allow returns because they're wood, and we just all think that's kind of icky. So what I would suggest if you're going to buy a Turbo Wood is you should probably already own a Lotus mouthpiece, so you already know what size, diameter, and cup you want, and so that when you're getting the Turbo Wood, it's less of a risk. You know exactly what you want. Okay, hope that helps. Hope you found it interesting. ErnieWilliamson.com for all your Lotus needs. And as always, appreciate you all watching. Take care. Bye-bye.